Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs, and today we are going to be making our trio of flower diamonds. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm calling this a trio of flowers. Um, you can do the flowers any color you want, but I'm going to be using a dark green and for the border and for the leaves, and a light blue for the background. And then I'm going to be using like a lighter pink and a dark pink, and then a yellow and a light green. So those are the colors we're using in this diamond. We're going to start out with our dark green. We're also using a 6mm hook, and we're going to start out row 1. We're going to chain 2, and in the second chain from the hook we're going to put a single crochet and 2 doubles in there, and that is called a falling leaf stitch, and that is also row 1. Easy peasy. So row 1 has 1 block. So a falling leaf stitch consists of a block. So, and a falling leaf stitch is a single crochet and 2 doubles. Alright, so row 2, let's chain 2 and turn, and you'll always do this every row and until we get up to 25 rows. So we're going to, in the second chain from the hook, we're going to do it again. We're going to put that falling leaf stitch in, and then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, which those are doubles, and in the third stitch over, which is a single, you're going to put another falling leaf stitch in there, and you'll always be working in your single crochets. And that is row 2, and we have 2 blocks in row 2. So it'll always go up by 1 block every row. Row 3 will have 3 blocks. Row 4 will have 4 blocks, so on and so forth. So row 3, chain 2 and turn. And we're going to put that falling leaf stitch in our second chain from the hook. And you'll always be using dark green because we have a border going around this at the beginning and the end. So we're going to put a different color in the middle, and that is our baby blue. I'm doing a baby blue for my background today. But at the same time, we have to carry this dark green with us because we need it at the end. So we are going to skip the first 2 stitches and go into the third stitch, which is right here. And I didn't tell you how I changed this color, did I? So this last, I'm sorry, in this last stitch, the last double crochet, we're just going to, let's just do it so you see what I'm doing. We're going to do our last double crochet because I put a single and a double. We're going to put another double in there like we usually do, and then I'm just going to go through 2. I still have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to finish it off with this new color. I'm finishing off that stitch with a new color, so then I will have my new color in there. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2 and turn, or no, we're going to skip 2 and go into the third one. Sorry guys, I know this video is for Friday, but I'm actually doing this on Monday, and it's been a crazy Monday. And I put my baby blue in that third stitch, and then we're going to bring back up the green, the dark green, and in this last stitch right here, we're going to put the last falling leaf stitch. Alright, and that's what row 3 looks like. We have 3 blocks, 1, 2, and 3. Alright, row 4, chain 2 and turn, and again, like we always do, we're going to start in that second chain from the hook, our very first dark green square. And now we need 2 baby blues in the middle of the 2 dark greens. So we're switching over. And then we're carrying that dark green with us because we need it at the end. You'll always start with the dark green and end with the dark green because we have a border going around this thing. A dark green border going around it. So then in the last stitch, and there's row 4. So now we have 4 rows done, and we need to mark off our rows. Alright, so row 5, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And starting out in the second chain from the hook with our dark green, and this time we need 3 baby blues in between the 2 dark greens. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then of course we're going to finish this off with a dark green at the end here. And of course row 5 has 5 squares. Alright, so there we go. So there is row 5. And so row 6, we're going to chain 2 and turn. In row 6, we're going to need 4 baby blues in between the 2 dark greens. Alright, so there's row 6 done, and that's what it should look like. So row 7, we need 5 baby blues in between the dark greens. So let's start out with our dark green in that second chain from the hook. Alright. So there's 2, 3. Well, I did something wrong over here. I didn't start out in the right one. Well, come on. I skipped a stitch right here. Right there is where I should have started. Yeah, that looks better now. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then here we go with our dark green. Okay, so there is row 7. And let's mark off 5, 6, and 7. And then go to row 8 next. Now we're adding a little bit more. There's a little bit more involved in 8. So we're going to chain 2 and turn for row 8. And then we're going to start with our blue. So we're going from the dark green to the blue. What? So it is 1 dark green and 1 blue. And then we're going to go back to the dark green. and then back to the blue, and now we need 4. So 1 dark green, 1 blue, 1 dark green. Now we need 4 blue. So there's 1. Yeah, it's 4 blue and a dark green at the end. 2. 3. And 4. There we go. So we'll just, that's what 8 looks like, and we'll just mark it off. And go on to 9. All right, chain 2 and turn. And then we're starting out with the 1 green, dark green, and then we're going to blue, that our baby blue, and we need 3 baby blue. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we need 3 dark green next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we just need 1 navy blue, or navy blue, 1 baby blue, and 1 dark green, and that's going to finish off this row. Alright, so there's row 9. And row 10. Chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start out with the 1 dark green first. Switching over to our baby blue. And then switching back over to our dark green. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, we need 2 baby blue first. And then we need 2 dark green. And then we're going to bring in our light pink. And we need two pink. But we've got to bring this dark green and this baby blue with us. So there's 1. And 2. And then our baby blue, switching over to that. We're just going to leave this pink there, and we need 2 baby blue and a dark green, and that'll finish off this row. Alright, so there's row 10, and we've kind of started the flower a little bit. Alright, so let's mark it off. Row 11 is next. So we're going to chain 2 and turn. We're going to start out with our dark green as usual, and then we need to switch over to our baby blue, and we need to put 2 baby blue in. So there's 1, 2, and then we need our pink next, and so we need to put 3 pinks in. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we need to, the pink can stay there. We need to switch over to our dark green. And we need 2 dark green. So there's 1, and 2, and then we need to switch over to our blue, baby blue, and we need to put 2 baby blue in. and then one dark green at the end, and that'll finish it off. Alright, and that is row 11 done, and what it should look like. Mark it off and go on to row 12. Chain 2 and turn, and we'll start out with our dark green, and switching over to our baby blue. We need 3 baby blue, so there's 1, 2, and 3, and then switching over to our dark green, we need 1 dark green in here, and then we need to switch over to our pink, and so we need 5 pink, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need 1 baby blue and 1 dark green, and that'll finish off this row. Alright, so there's row 12. And 13 is next. We're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start our blue. So we need 1 baby blue in here. And then we need to go to our pink. And then we need 5 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, oh, we got to switch over to our green, not our blue. And I switched over to the blue. Oh my goodness. We need our green next, after those 5 pinks. And now we need 2 green. So there's 1, and 2. And then we need our light blue, and we need 3 light blues. We've got to bring that green with us. All right. So 3 light blues and a green. And that's going to finish off this row. All right, and that is what row 13 looks like so far. All right, so now row 14. We're going to chain 2 and turn. Starting off with our dark green. And switching over to our baby blue. So we need one baby blue, and then we're going to switch back over to our dark green and put 2 dark green in. One and 2. And then we need another baby blue. Alright, then we're going to switch over to our pink. And we need 3 pink. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Now we're going to bring up our darker pink. And I need 1 dark pink in here. And then we need our light pink again. And then we need 3 light pink. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Then we just need 1 blue. How did we mess that up? Alright, so 1 blue and 1 green will finish off this row. And make sure you carry that green with you though. Alright, and the green. Alright, so there is row 14. Row 15 is next. So we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start our green square in the second chain from the hook. And then we're going to switch over to our baby blue. And we need 2 baby blue. And then we need a pink. So we need 1 pink here. And then we need to bring our dark pink over. And we need 3 dark pink. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, going to the light pink now. We need 1 light pink. And then we need to go to the dark pink. And we need 1 dark pink here. Leave that behind and go to the light pink. And we need 1 light pink. Then we need baby blue. And we're going to leave that pink behind there. We need 1 baby blue. Two green. And then 1 blue and 1 green to finish off this row. All right, and there is row 15 so far. Row 16. Chain 2 and turn. And then we're going to go from our green to our baby blue, and we need 2 baby blue in here. So there's 1, and 2. Then we're going to our dark green, and we need 1 dark green, and then 1 baby blue, and then we need our pink. So we need 1 pink, 2 pink, so there's 1, and 2, and then we need our dark pink, and so we just need 1 dark pink next. And then we're going to switch over to yellow. And we need 3 yellow. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then we need our dark pink again. All right, leaving that yellow behind, and also leaving this pink behind. But we got to bring in our dark pink. And so we're just going to put 1 dark pink in here, and then switch over to our blue, and we need 3 navy blue, or 3 baby blue, and a green to finish off this row. right, and so there is row 16. And row 17. So now we're going to chain 2 and turn. Starting out with our dark green, and then we're going to pick up our baby blue, and we need 2 of those. So there's 1, and 2. And then we need our pink. And we need 2 pink. So there's 1, and 2. And then we need our dark pink. And we just need 1 there. Alright, and now we just need 3 yellow. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we need a dark pink and 2 pink. So we'll leave that yellow there. Pull out the dark pink. And then we need a regular pink. And then we need 2 pink. So there's 1, and 2. So then we're going to switch over to our dark green. And we need 2 dark green. And then switching over to our blue, we need 2 blue and the green, and that'll finish off this row. Alright, and there is row 17. Alright, chain 2 and turn. Alright, we're going to start with our dark green and go to our blue. And we need to put 3 blue in. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need 1 dark green. Oh, come on. Alright. Alright, then we need our pink. Oh, goodness. And we need 3 of these pinks. And then we're going to switch over to yellow. But we need to bring this dark pink up with us. So we need 4 yellow. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we need a dark pink. So 1 dark pink and 2 pink. So we're going to switch over to our pink. And then we're going to finish this off with 2 blue and a green. And there we have it. So that is row 18. Mark that off. Row 19. We're going to chain 2 and turn. Starting off with our green and going to our baby blue. We're going to need 3 baby blues. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to pick up our pink. And we need 1 pink, and then we need our dark pink. And we're going to put 2 dark pink in. There's 1, and 2, and then we need our yellow. So we need 1 yellow, And then we need to go over to our pink. And put one pink in. And then back to our yellow and put one yellow in. Alright, and then we need our dark pink next. And then we need one dark pink here. And then we need to switch over to our regular pink. And we need 5 regular pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need our baby blue. We need, wait a minute, I didn't finish off that. Did I? Yes, I did. Alright, so we need 2 baby blue and a dark green to finish off this row. Alright, so there is row 19 finished. Row 20. Chain 2 and turn. Alright, we are starting off with our green and going into our light blue. So there's 1, 2, 3. We just need 2 light blues. Alright, so 2 light blue. Let me see. Green, blue. Now we need our pink. So one pink, and then we need our dark pink. And we're going to be switching off with pink and light and dark pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times. So dark pink, this is 2. So we're just going to be switching back and forth here. This is 3. 4. Switch back to the light pink. Alright, and then back to the dark pink, because that's 5, and this is 6. And then we're going to bring up our yellow. And we just need one yellow next. And then we're going to bring in the light green. As soon as I find the end of it. There it is. Oh my goodness. Alright. So I'm bringing in this light green. And we need 2 of them. And then we're going back. Oh, wait a minute. We need to leave this yellow behind, because we're not going to need that again in this row. Alright, now let's put our 2 light greens in. And then we're going to switch that over. And we need our dark pink next. We're going to need 2 dark pink. So there's 1. And 2. And then switching over to our pink, we need 2 of those. 1 and 2. And then we need our baby blue or our light blue. And we need 3 light blue and a dark green at the end. And that'll finish off this row. And there's what it looks like so far. So that is 20 rows. We need to switch this paper out. Alright, so 21, we're going to chain 2 and turn, starting out with our dark green, and switching over to our baby blue. We need 3 of those baby blues. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need our pink next. And we need 3 pink. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then we need our dark pink. And we need 1 dark pink. And then we need our yellow. So we need 1 yellow, and then bring up the green and switch over to green. And we need 1 green. And then back to yellow. 1 yellow on the other side of this green. Alright, so let's leave that green and that yellow behind and switch over to pink. So now we need 2 pink. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need our dark pink. And we are needing 4 dark pink. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. So then we go to the baby blue, and we're switching off for the last 4 between baby blue and dark green for the last 4 stitches. So this one is blue, this one is green, and this one is blue, and of course the last one will be green. Alright, so there is that. We are going to be cutting off this green because we are not going to need that for a few rows. So I'll stay there. Alright. So yeah, I said that's row 21. Let's mark it off. And go on to 22. Oh goodness. Alright, so we're going to chain 2 and turn for row 22, and we're going to start out with the dark green as usual. And then we're going to switch over to this blue, the baby blue again, and we need 2 of those. So there's 1, and 2, and then back to our green. We're just going to put 1 in there. And then we need to switch over to the dark pink. And then we need 2 dark pink in here. And then we're going to bring this yellow down here. And we need 2 yellow. Okay. So we had in row 21 dark green, 2 light blue, a dark green, and then the 2 dark pink and 2 yellow. And then we gotta go back to the dark pink. And we need 1 dark pink here. And then a light pink, or the regular pink. Next. And then we're going to the dark pink again. Alright, so then we're back at the yellow. And we need 2 yellow. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need our dark pink again. We are done with that yellow, so we're going to leave it there. And we need 1 dark pink. And then go to the light pink. And we need 3 light pink. So there's 1. 2. And 3. And then we're going to switch off on our blue. And we need 4 blue and a green to finish off this row. Alright, so there is 22 finished. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn for 23. And then we're going to start with our dark green as usual. And switching over to our baby blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to switch over to our pink. We need 4 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we need to switch over to our dark pink. And we need 4 dark pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark pink. Now wait a minute. Sorry about that, folks. I was supposed to pick up that yellow. On the second dark pink, we need to pick up that yellow and bring down with us. We're going to need it. There's 3, and 4. And then we need to switch over to our light pink and put 1 light pink in. And then we're switching over to our yellow. That's the last of the light pink, so we'll leave it behind. We need 3 of these yellow. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Go to the dark pink. And we need 2 dark pink. So there's 1, and 2, and then we need our dark green next. And then we're going to finish off this row with two blue and a dark green at the end. All right, so there's 23 rows. Now, '24 is up next. So let's chain 2 and turn, and then start out our green square in that second chain from the hook. Then we're going to switch over to the baby blue. We need to put 2 baby blue in. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need our pink, a regular pink. And we are needing 2 regular pink. And then we need our dark pink. And we just need 1 dark pink here. And we're going to switch over to yellow. And we need 3 yellow. And then we need a regular pink. And we need 2 regular pink. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need a dark pink. and a light pink. And then we're going to go back to the dark pink again. Put in 2 dark pink. I went in the wrong stitch. There we go. So there's 1, and 2. We're going to leave that behind, go to our regular pink next, and we need 3 regular pink. So there's 1, two, and 3, and then we need our dark green, and then we need 3 blue, 3 of these baby blues, and a dark green. Well, that'll finish it off. Yeah, that ain't right. One, two, two, one, three, two, one, one, two, three. That's all right. Let's back up a little bit. We need 2 dark green. Did I say 2 dark green? I don't think I did. All right, so we need 2 dark green before we go to that blue. Now let's go to the blue and put the 3 blue and the dark green in. And there we got it. 24 rows of our trio of flowers diamond. Alright, so row 24 is done. Row 25. Chain 2 and turn. And we are starting off with the 1 dark green and 3 of these baby blues. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 3. And then we're going to go back to the dark green and put 3 dark green in. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to bring up this pink, the regular pink, and we need 8 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, and on this 4th one, bring up this dark pink because we're going to need it later. So bring that dark pink with you. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8. All right, and now we need our yellow. All right, so now we just need 1 yellow and 1 light green and 1 yellow. So we're going to bring back in our light green that we had cut off earlier. And then go back to our yellow. And I'm just going to leave that light green there because it won't go anywhere else. And then we can leave this yellow behind too. And we are switching over to our dark pink next. And so we need 2 dark pink. So there's 1, and 2. And then we need to switch over to our regular pink and put 2 regular pink in. So there's 1, and 2, and then we need our baby blue. So we need 2 blue and a green to finish off this row. And there it is. So that is row 25, and you should have 25 squares in that row. And that is what our diamond looks like so far. So cool. All right, so that finishes off today's video. And today, or tomorrow, we will be back to start decreasing on both ends to create our other 3 corners. Um, so, well, to create 2 more corners anyway. So we're going to start 26 tomorrow to finish off our diamond. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.